It is 0912, and I'm going to do this really as quickly as I can because it seems that this false reality that they flipped us into 08 2022 with the Mercury charge is coming undone today. It's September 12th. 3:16 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're connecting into all the lithium in Hawaii since they stopped me from getting there 4 times and wouldn't allow me to finish the earth codes that all of us that made the earth and that were told that we were hybridized in order to beat AI by our governments and NATO's. What it has been shown to us completely is that now they just wanted the power and control of the chosen ones over the people. And so what they have done is delete how to pull your chart. So I am doing this right now because we have an evergreen ancestor in in Africa, in Ghana, that's holding this charge with us. And YouTube, if y'all come over here with any ops, I'm going to blow every telecom corridor connection and internet connection. I'm going to fry it completely. And then your bodies are going to be used to hold the charge. So I would not do it. To find your chart, and then after this, I'm going to go show you on Kohu 32 how for not much coin at all, you can get the write-up, a little bit of a write-up in the colors to be able to show you what your gifts and powers are. So how all my research started, and all my research started in 2018, and I have used the same exact way, just like a scientist. So astro.com. And when you get to astro.com, first of all, I want to show you really quick. You see this little right here. If you click on that, it's going to bring up where all the planets are right now. And then if you go right here where it says chart of the moment, that's going to pull up the current chart. And what we're looking at right now, because Mars is at 10, I don't know, I can't see exactly. It's at 10 degrees of Libra. At 12, it enters the scales of Ma'at. And this is the critical mass I was talking about yesterday. Notice how it's hinged directly over to Venus. So Venus and Mars are balancing up, and we're literally flipping out of this false reality today with a charge to all the ascended. So ascended, get ready. This is the power up you've been waiting for. You're fine. You are ready to hold it, but know that that's coming. I would make sure that your yards are salted. Make sure that you've salted the yard. All right, so how to pull your chart. First of all, you'll have to make an account, okay? I would put your name in it because this is tracking. I wouldn't put any false name. I would put your real name in it, all right? You'll have to make an account. When you make an account, then it's going to come up My Astro Data. And if you want to go into My Astro Data, oh, poop. Hold on, y'all. I don't. Ooh. It's going to have your stored astro data and your user profile. You can store up to 100 in here. Okay? So you can put your families, friends, whatever, for free. Now, to add a new one, you go right here to add new astro data. And we're doing Jason Momoa today. Now, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, he is connected into our DNA. His family line was connected into mine in order to merge, in order to assist right now with the connections. So whether he's ready or not, he's in Hawaii, and he is going to be the conduit today to this charge. I believe that we are working together And just like he had to lead me to my death in August 2022 to set this up in a way that is even what is happening right now. So, but his body will be used as the conduit because it's made for it. Whether or not he's ready or not, because all of us were stopped from getting to Hawaii and we're connecting to the lithium charge in order to flip the oceans. So all you do is put your name in, male, female, event. You can also do events here, wedding dates, things like that. Even today will be an astronomical event that we look at for centuries. Then you have the time. On the internet, he does not have a time, but since we are creator beings and we have ordered that his ancient DNA wake up, because I know that the migraine that I had a couple of days ago was linked to the left eye. I even did a personal healing over here in Texas to the left eye because this was what they were cutting in our men. So we're going to set his birthday at 3:16 p.m. Now, if you don't have the correct time, like on this one, the only thing that it's going to adjust a little bit is the moon and Mercury, because those move the quickest. So that is the only planets and luminaries that might be a little bit off if you do not have the full correct time. Okay, all the rest of it's going to be complete. And even your moon and Mercury, even though it might be a little bit off, you're going to be able to see which rays that you fall in between or on, off maybe a couple of degrees. He was Nana Kulu. I'm probably saying this wrong. Nanakuli, Hawaii. And I even feel like this is all part of the divine plan because it's nanobites. And one of the first things that I came in knowing in 2017 was that we are able to purify water, ocean water, with nanotechnology and magnets very easily. And I feel like that is what they did reverse to take us into a false reality that we're going to glitch out of today as an ascended collective. All my warriors, this is what we've been training for. You're ready to hold the charge, salt the perimeters of your house, and know that this afternoon a charge is going to come through the planet and it's going to sync us up to these higher grid systems that we've already connected. Okay, so then you have the name that pops up. You click on that. And it's going to bring up, what do you want to do? Well, you want the extended chart selection, the one with the 4 colors, the 4 corners. Then you have the chart type, which I only look at 3 different charts. We look at natal, we look at draconic, which they have changed the name in here to draconitic. They put an IT in it, FYI. And then progress chart. We're going to do the natal. I suggest everyone start with your natal. Your natal is what your energy is in the current body that you are in. A draconic chart is basically your energy without a body. Everybody's draconic chart is going to have a true node of 0 degrees of Aries. So it's basically looking at your etheric body without your physical body. Your natal is going to be your physical body with your etheric body. And your progressed is going to show where you progressed to. So what we want to change here is this default setting, because the default setting is doesn't keep the houses equal. Since we're looking at astronomy and not houses and planetary systems, we are looking at an equal house system because it lines up like a telescope. So you want to make sure that you change the house system to equal. Then if you go down to where it says display and calculation options, we want to look at your true node, because your true node is going to tell you a direction. Okay, we call them directions. So your true node is going to tell you what direction you need to head your energy into in order to hit the frequency of your MC. And your MC, basically what that is when your body and your etheric get to your MC degree, then it pops out of the wheel. Your true node might be next to it. It might be opposite. You know, you might need to aim backwards in order to hit your MC. So it's really important. It's the very first one is how it's easy to see. And then we want to click on these first two in the very last box. Your Chiron, which basically shows us where you were taken out before, or where you jumped back in from a lifetime. And then your lunar nodes and eclipses, because this was all lining us up to lunar nodes and eclipses, because this is what this is, and we're coming out of these. We'll line up the ecliptic alignments to come out of it. Now, show me the chart. Now, when you pull up Show Me the Chart, right here, it's going to have with transit. So definitely click that. And then you can pull this up periodically just to see. Oh, wow. All these planets on the outside are where the current alignment is. And I'm going to turn this way just so we can see. Now, this also, if you want to print it, just tap on that and it'll pull up a fresh screen. And this is the best way to print it or to get a clean shot. Look at that, y'all. The sun is directly on Joseph Namakaya Momoa's chart today. And his MC is at 20 degrees of Virgo. And I'll just tell you a little bit what that is. That is right above sea level. When I pulled the chart earlier, like a few minutes ago, and posted it on TikTok with the assault, because that really is what we're doing today, it was at 1958 was exactly where the sun was. So his MC and what he's tuning to, with all of us connected into his etheric body, because I know no doubt that 6,000 generations and 600 years is how long it took to make the line of DNA that's attached to most of the human race down here, and was hybridized to do so, which is why he and all of us have been messed with so much. So his MC is tuning us to the sea level. Okay? Mercury retrograde, holy moly, right on top of his true node at 850, and Saturn at 1228. So true node at 850 is going to be 10 minutes backwards inside of the black hole of Thuban. Thuban is, I call it the black hole in Kohu 32, and it is a black hole that goes straight into the Alpha Draconic reptilian chambers, and a lot of us have it, and it just means that you're connected into those lines. But understand that everybody has those lines at this point. It's a whole mixed bag. It's an echo chamber, and it is a black hole. So the Mercury retrograde is lining up on top of his MC and his true node with his Saturn at 1228. In 2018, Venus and the collective jumped this black hole. We did not go through it. We jumped over it. Now, when we did that, we created this alternate timeline, which is why I've been so upset, because I knew as Saint Sarah and with all of us that we had connected up into the timelines that pulled us out of this reptilian stronghold. We did take down the entire Alpha Draconic lineage. We did. We're doing it, the rest of it right now as a collective. His Venus is, holy mac, in between. Well, Venus is right now in between his sun at 9/11. Today is 9/12, and Jupiter at 17:33. And these are all the rewrites that Venus just went through. And also, basically, he right here at 5 to 9 degrees of Leo, I call this the hybridized Leo, because from 5 to 9 is where they did some type of alteration to your brain. And this was in all mammals. This was in all cubs, lions. His Venus degree, I call the cub degree. It's not a Cohu 32. But the cubs are basically at the very beginning degrees of Leo. It's kind of like the Hangover. Everybody hangs out in a group. They hang out in a gang. They're kind of all, not a bad gang, just a group of people. And you're tuned to a lot of the cubs, just like a litter would run together. And people who have this degree right here from 0 to 3 degrees, especially of Leo, that is what they're tuned to. Almost as if it takes the whole litter in order to make a change, which is also what we're doing right now. Now, I didn't come on here to do his chart. I'm just massively tripping right now because, oh, wow. And Jupiter retrograde is on his Chiron. 1348 of Taurus would be changing the 1300 time counts, which are linked into the 1500s, the 1700s, and the 1900s. But we had to clean 3,500 years. So this is also where he kept having to link into that whole story of escaping from Egypt, being held prisoner, then the king seeing that he was a seer, then putting him down in the well, and then yada 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 yada, and then his brothers come at some point, and yada yada yada. Well, that's the timeline that his lineage had been stuck in biblically, and that has all been course corrected. Seeing what else is lining up. So that's what's lining up right now for his chart. Now, I want to also just remind everybody, because if you don't know, these empty houses are not empty. If they're empty, they're mastered. They're mastered. That means that you should already know and have all the gifts and powers to connect from here to here. Okay, if it's a Chiron, if it's not a luminary or a planet, so like Chiron doesn't count, True Node doesn't count, MC doesn't count, IC doesn't count. If it has to be a planet or a luminary. So this house is also empty. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has 6 empty houses. 6 empty houses makes you an indigo child, which we's made for this, and that's what we're all connected into now. If you have 7 empty houses, you are a crystal child, which means you came in as a complete crystal and a complete mirror, and you've mirrored everything your entire life, and you have to really treat your energy as a giant crystal. If you have 8 empty houses, you were made. You were made. And I mean like made for a specific event. If you have 9, holy crap, you need to call me immediately. You need to call me immediately. The other thing I want to show y'all real quick, when you look at your chart, your MC is right here. Now, your IC, which is your mastery, isn't even denoted on Astro as an IC. And this is it, literally the IC that is in the word logic. This is the IC that is in the word politics, because it is your mastery, because You are a plant, and when you come into this realm, all of your root systems are going to be connected into your IC. Because remember, this is not flat. This is not flat. It's more so like this in a spindle. So your IC comes up to the core, and then where it connects into your MC is your axis point. But your IC is where all of your mastery comes from, because it's where you come from within all the descendants that are attached to you and your entire root system. So how you find that is if MC is 2006 of Virgo, okay, then this little mark right here that you'll see, that's 2006 of Pisces. And that is his particular IC, but this is also where you can find your IC. His IC is coming right before, it was the Zeta Reticuli, because Zeta Reticuli had 4 different posts, just like we have 4 archangels. I do not have that in Kohu 32. I call it hybridized space station. And because we're not re-manifesting the reticuli, okay? The reticuli was coming for your eye, and the Alpha Draconic was coming for your bones, all right? The hybrid space station is what it ended up becoming. So it's his IC is basically right before the hybrid space station, as if he's looking through the window and seeing everybody inside of it. Now, that is how you pull your chart. If you go to Kohu 32, and we had to build this entire website in order to get out of hell. And China used us. I mean, you wouldn't believe what all us ascended have had to do and be undercover. So we will be changing, and a lot of these clothes are going to be coming off, because we should have hemp. We should have a lot of your home goods and things like that up there. That is what's going to end up going up as we partner more and come out of this clean, like after today, and we connect into these higher realms and they connect. But if you go here to shop, and please don't order any of the clothes, Align and Find, you will see how to get a digital chart, because we will do a digital chart like this for you and send it to you if you want us to do it. The coloring books, we need to adjust a little bit, but we can get those out to you. But this is the cheapest, easiest way. Digi downloads. And if you go here for $4.44 and for $7.77, so altogether it's $12.21, that if you get both of these. And what you get, is it going to show me? That you're going to get a chart that has all of the degrees next to it, and you'll be able to look on your chart and then go, it's a little blurry, and go by each one to see if you have one of these rays. Now, these are all the subliminal colors that all of marketing, and even why FedEx is purple and orange. You can use all of this in how you dress, how to tune your energy, and it gives you a 3-worder of what that energy is. If you do not land directly on the ray, but in between, or you have a gap, and that's what you'd see if you order a digital chart, because so this one's like a cheat sheet, we call it. And it does have 3 words for each of the energy rays. It's great to tune your outfits, tune your house. I mean, even if you don't even want to look up your chart. And that's $4.44, and we send it to you immediately. And then for the $7.77, what you're getting is, now these are all the gifts. And so each energy will have the power and a gift associated to it, and it's what you're balancing in the wheel to obtain. So this chart has, and then these now are updated, and it's got little circles in the middles with the degrees. So this chart will give you a list of what the gifts are. Also realize that whenever the sun is in a specific energy, or the moon or Mercury or Venus, just in the current collective energetic, that those are the gifts that the collective has the power to obtain and utilize as well. So please, if you want to look that up, and this is more so just to get everybody hued up. I love y'all. 316 today. We're tuning with the lithium of Hawaii into all the ascended on 55 dimensions and more, but with 9 dimensions of change that happens all at once. My crew's been doing this for 4 years. It is how instant it probably already has started, because this was already planned, even though we didn't know about it yet. It's all been being set up for the collective. This is what all of us have been training for. Please put a salt perimeter around your house. If you have any electrical poles or any water systems, things like that, cut it out. So basically put the salt on the inside. If you have cars in the driveway, salt them in as well. And let's take the charge. And basically what's going to happen, and what we know happened now in Hawaii in August 2022, what they did was turn on CERN. They attached me and my son to Mercury. They had people in Ibiza roping the biggest Mercury rock that was sustainable out there live at the same time, and they turned on CERN, and what they did was blip us into a false reality, but my crew was in between. We lost 50 million of you that day. So today, what is happening is that we are elevating and basically disconnecting from the entire Mercury type-based system, because like I've said, the technology isn't even going to fall. We got down to 1% 3 times, but there are additional, that's what Saint Sarah was all about. We had to prove it, trust. We all had to go through and master all of these programs and connect it all into your technology. And I do know that also the last of any demonic strongholds are getting blipped out of people. So you might even see some people just fall over. Also realize that if it all goes down on the 12th, then we're looking at these changes up until the 15th in various ways. I love y'all. We got this. Pull your chart. At the very minimum, go look it up on the website. And there's a reason that this is yellow, because yellow and turquoise, that's Algorab. This is Ma'at energy. We're balancing the realm. And I was one of them. I was made by them. But I was always the one who was getting out and telling the tale. And Nikki Hilton, you can't take that either.